If you want to build business credit real fast with no personal guarantee and EIN only, it's important to really have the right method, okay? So I want to give you a few updated hacks to actually be approved real fast this year. First thing you want to do is you want to be fundable. Let me explain what that means. The thing is, when you are trying to, let's say, apply for a business credit, the big question is, what kind of value are you bringing to the lender? What kind of value are you bringing to the business partner, to the net 30 vendor, to the net 45 vendor? So are you fundable? That's important. And now, fundability just means that you have to really think about your cash inflows and cash outflow. What is your business model? What is your vision? Where do you see your business 5 years from now? What do you see your business 1 year from now? Now, it can be a little tricky if you are a startup and to start thinking about fundability in terms of 1 year from now or six years from now, for that matter, because chances are you may not even be around 1 or 2 or 3 or 5 years from now. But you have to think about fundability. So fundability can actually help you big time convince your prospective partners that, hey, listen, your business model is actually viable. So there is a strong correlation between fundability and viability, business viability. Okay, it just means that you have to really go back to your products and services and actually explain to your net 30 vendor, or I mean, this can be a net 30 vendor, this can be a lender, this can be so when I speak about building business credit, it can be a lender, it can be a credit card issuer, it can also be a net 30 vendor. So bottom line is, when you think about being fundable, you have to really explain your business model in monetary ways. How do you make money? How do you intend to make money? How many customers do you have? How many customers do you anticipate having? What is your plan 6 months from now? What is your plan 9 months from now? So when it comes to building business credit fast, no personal guarantee, EIN only, you have to really understand that you are trying to build business credit. You are trying to build your business credit. This is not your personal credit. You are trying to establish a PDIS score, an Experian business credit score, an Equifax business credit score for your business. So besides fundability, in other words, the monetary viability of your business, if you are trying to build business credit fast, no personal guarantee, EIN only, we have to go back to the basics. In other words, you have to incorporate your business. See, the thing is, when I speak about incorporating businesses, a lot of viewers think that, hey, listen, as long as I file the paperwork with the state authorities, then I'm really cool. Everything is fine. No, that goes way beyond that. So when I speak about incorporating your business, it's about actually abiding by all the other rules and regulations that come with business incorporation in your state, in your area. For example, when you incorporate, a lot of states want you to have a registered agent. The question is, when you register, do you have a registered agent? Do you have a current, let's say, registered agent? Because the thing is, if you are trying to build business credit fast, no personal guarantee, EIN only, the lender or the credit card issuer or the net 30 prospective vendor might contact your state authorities to see if you are in good standing. There is something called a certificate of good standing that really will validate your registration as a business. So simply incorporating your business as an LLC, as a C corporation, as an S corporation, as an LP, it's not the only process. Okay, it's actually a good beginning, that's for sure, but it's not the only process. You have to go beyond, make sure that you are in good standing with all laws and regulations. It just means also that you have all the licenses, all the permits and licenses. So if you are trying to build business credit fast, no personal guarantee, you gotta have the proper business licenses and permits, because you are actually asking the lender, you are asking the credit card issuer, you are asking the net 30 vendor to actually shift the credit risk from your personal from your person as a person, from your FICO score to the business. So the business actually has to be legit enough for the partner to actually trust it. So if you are trying to build business credit fast, no personal guarantee, EIN only, you want to get all identification numbers, okay? It's one of those things where everybody starts thinking about, oh, well, EIN only, EIN only, EIN only. But the question is, do you have an EIN in the first place? The EIN, your EIN is different from your social security number. Of course, EIN is also a 9-digit number, but there is an entirely different process you have to go through to get your EIN. Okay, so you go to the IRS website and you actually apply there. Usually, if it takes about 10 to 15 minutes to actually complete the application online yourself, and you can do it yourself. You don't need to be a PhD in accounting or PhD in law to actually to actually apply for an EIN. Okay, it takes about 10 to 15 minutes, and once you actually go through the process, you can actually get your you get a notification from the IRS, and then the actual EIN, like the manual notification, will come in the mail 2 weeks later. You also have the possibility to do a manual application through a form called SS4. So if you are trying to really get your EIN, you can go through an SS4 and actually be approved. Now it takes longer if you apply manually. I mean, you can do it manually and then fax the info to the IRS, and it takes about 6 weeks to 8 weeks for you to actually get your paperwork. Okay, but you want to really do it because this will help you actually validate your presence, your business presence with the authorities. And when I speak about get all your identification numbers, I'm speaking also about your state numbers, your state tax numbers. Okay, usually there is a correlation between your EIN at the federal level and your state documents. So every state has its own rules and regulations. So if you have any question, let us know, and we'll certainly walk you through. But the cool thing is that once you actually start the process on the IRS website, you have to go through also your state to see if you need it. You might need a DUNS number. So DUNS number, actually, you go to a website called Dun & Bradstreet. So www.dnb.com. So that's where you get the DUNS number. So if you are trying to build business credit fast, no personal guarantee, EIN only, you want to really register with the bureaus. I mean, see, a little earlier, I told you to get your DUNS number from Dun & Bradstreet. Now, getting your DUNS number from Dun & Bradstreet has nothing to do with registering your business for credit purposes with Dun & Bradstreet. I mean, when it comes to credit bureaus, business credit bureaus, there are three prominent business credit bureaus. You have Dun & Bradstreet, you have Experian Business, and you have Equifax Business. Now, Dun & Bradstreet is the most prominent of all three, so it really helps to start your registration, your business credit registration with Dun & Bradstreet. And now you might have to pay for stuff if you want to track your business credit, but simply registering is free. Simply registering it just means that you are providing data to the business credit bureau, to Dun & Bradstreet. Same thing for Experian Business and Equifax Business. Okay, TransUnion, the third other credit bureau when it comes to personal finances, doesn't have a business profile. So when it comes to business credit, you only have Dun & Bradstreet, Experian, and Equifax. Now, one thing I want to say here is that basically, if you actually get set up through Dun & Bradstreet, you have a possibility to actually get set up automatically through Experian Business and also Equifax Business, because Dun & Bradstreet is the largest business credit bureau, and the data that you have in Dun & Bradstreet actually can be streamlined, can be synced into your other two business credit profiles. So that's really good. So if you have nothing to do, you want to start your registration with Dun & Bradstreet. And the cool thing is that basically you can start the whole process as soon as you have your DUNS number. So the same DUNS number that you got from Dun & Bradstreet, the same number is going to help you actually set up your business credit profile on the same platform. So because those two things are happening on the same platform, Dun & Bradstreet, So that's going to really make things a lot easier for you. If you're trying to establish business credit fast, no personal guarantee, and EIN only, you have to be really consistent. See, the whole thing about consistency is that you're not just trying to, because see, your business partners, your lenders, your credit card issuers, your net 30 vendors, your net 45 vendors, they will check your info online and they will check your info offline. So there are a lot of databases nowadays where business businesses in a B2B transaction want to really have more info about their potential partners. You have to really understand the risk for the risk for losses, the risk to a reputation. That risk is kind of high if you actually are thinking about the business realm. So businesses trying to mitigate that risk by doing a thorough due diligence. Okay, so keep your details consistent everywhere. I mean everywhere on social media, on let's say on Google directories, on online directories, for instance. So I'm talking here about the address. I'm talking about your products and services. I'm talking about branding. Okay, so that way, if somebody were to really do a little bit of research on your business, they will see some consistent info across the board, and that's what you want. You want to portray your business as a reliable business that has some consistency. Okay, and because again, the whole thing is that business credit card issuers, lenders, and any business credit reporting agency actually don't have time. I mean, they are really checking thousands of businesses every single day. So they do not have time to really recoup data to see whether or not the inconsistent data actually relates to you, to your business. That's why you want to have consistency. That way, people can really recoup their your data real fast. Okay. And one thing I want to say also is that you want to really make things a lot easier by copying and pasting. Just copy and paste the information every time and keep track of where your business information is, both offline and online. Okay, that way you really create an extra layer of consistency, but also an extra layer of validation here. If you want to build business credit fast, no personal guarantee, EIN only, I want you to really apply for starter credit. That will really help you big time. When I speak about applying for a starter credit, this can be a starter business credit transaction. It can be also a secured business credit card. And this is kind of cool because it really also helps you establish credit consistently because those institutions have a habit of reporting data to the business credit bureaus. Okay, so for instance, if you have a business secured credit card from Bank of America or FNBO, you have a partner, you have an institution that knows how to report business transactions every month to Dun and Bradstreet, to Equifax and Experian. So that's really good. You can also try a starter business loan. So just make sure that you have a business loan that really caters to your specific business, and the lender is pretty comfortable with your profile to actually lend you. Okay, the whole thing is to actually go for the low hanging fruits. You want to really go for a quote unquote easy peasy sort of transactions to actually qualify real fast for, so you can build business credit in a very consistent and streamlined manner. Okay, and when I speak about applying for a starter credit, you can also look for, let's say, starter business line of credit. Now, business line of credit for startups, for instance, also are available. Usually, they're available from, let's say, third-party lenders, alternative lenders, online lenders, if you will. If not, you just want to speak to your bank. If you have a good relationship with your bank, you can try to get a startup business credit from a startup business credit product from your bank or credit union for that matter. Okay, that way you are working with an institution that knows you, that knows your business's operations in and out, the cash inflows and cash outflows, and that can really lend you a pretty decent in amount wise, pretty decent loan or even line of credit. Okay, And also, when it comes to applying for a starter credit, you can also think about the the corporate cars. So you have corporate cars from Ramp, corporate cars from Brex, cars from other players, similar players. So you don't, in other words, you are paying the amount in full every single month, and so those cars are easier to get because they know you're paying the full amount every single month. You're not really you don't have the typical revolving line of credit. If you want to really build business credit fast, no personal guarantee, EIN only, there is an element of monitoring. You have to monitor your credit regularly. You have to know what works, what doesn't work. See, the whole thing is you can't just. It's not about just one and done thing. It is a consistent process. It is a very active process that allows you to know exactly what you can really iterate, what you can really change, what you can really improve. Okay, so monitoring your credit regularly just means that there is an element of cost. In other words, you might have to contact the business credit bureaus, the three that I just spoke to you about earlier: Equifax Business, Experian Business, and Dun and Bradstreet. And really, you might want to sign up for their paid services because you can monitor your credit for a fee. You cannot monitor your business credit for free. Maybe the fees around $30 all the way to $50, but hey, listen, it's really worth it. This is a business expense for you to really know where you are at, and you also want to know what kind of transactions are being reported. And the cool thing also is that if you monitor your credit regularly, you can spot pretty early on some mistakes, some inaccuracies, okay, or even some derogatory items that could really further damage your business's financial profile, your business's financial reputation, and you do not want to have that. And even better, if you monitor your credit regularly, you know where you are at in terms of credit score, business credit score. Usually, when it comes to pay debt score, if you have an average of 80, that's really good to start with. So a pay debt score goes from 0 to 100, with 100 being the top best credit score that you can have. But 80 is actually considered pretty acceptable to most lenders, most credit card issuers, but also most business partners. So you want to be in a 80 to a 100 range, and if anything is happening, you can't really reach that level, then you might want to start actually working hard to make sure that you bring your numbers back up. So, in closure, into this conversation, I spoke to you about building business credit fast, no personal guarantee, EIN only. I gave you the hacks and now the closure. Thank you so much. God bless you. I will see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.